Hey, what's up, Big Nation? This is David Labby here with Big Man Fitness, and I'm coming to you today on May 3rd. Today's Wednesday, May 3rd. So, I finally did it. I finally injured myself. Yep. I finally hurt myself, and it wasn't exercising at all. I was at my buddy's house yesterday. I did everything yesterday, and I went over to my buddy's house, and we were burning some. We were taking care of his yard, and then we were burning some of it in a fire. And I saw a log up on one of the embankments, and it's a small, like maybe 3 foot high embankment. But I went up there, saw that the log was too wet, and also there was some rocks over there. So I was like, nah, we need to clear out certain areas piece by piece, and it wasn't something that we were working on right then. So I started walking back. So I wasn't even over there for a good reason. Like, it ended up being nothing. Turn around, go to walk down the embankment, go to take a step off. It's like maybe I walked down a little bit off the embankment that's like 3 feet high, and went to go take like a 2 foot step. It's like two feet high. Step down, slightly tweaked my ankle. I didn't think anything of it. Like, it hurt a little bit. No, not huge. Literally 3 seconds later, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, I was fine. Walking around, we were joking, it was fine. Got home. It was a little stiff. I didn't think anything of it. I woke up and it was swollen, and I could barely move it. The Achilles tendon is really tender. The metatarsal area that connects with the ankle is swollen, like, and it's just a simple sprain. It's slightly bruised. It's enlarged. It's swollen. That's it. Take aspirin. Take some turmeric, and put some ice on it. Make sure it's elevated. That's all I can do. But that does not mean that I'm going to stop. I did not let up on my exercises. I did let up on the method of certain exercises. So I'm discontinuing squats right now, because you need full ankle range, full range of motion with your ankle for squats. And also, I'm not doing calf raises anymore. So I really want to talk about, real quick, and this is just going to be really quick, what do you do about injuries? What do you do when you get injured? You injure a shoulder, you injure, a pectoral muscle, you pull a muscle somewhere. What do? So the first thing to consider, and the first thing to do immediately, is to discontinue everything with that muscle, everything to do with that area, right? You hurt your shoulder, you don't do anything with it. Nothing. You do not do any lifts. Now, there are ways around. So if you hurt your shoulders and you're like, okay, well, what about my biceps? There's still a strain on my shoulders. Because if you've ever hurt your shoulder, you know that there's still a strain on your shoulder when you're doing your biceps. So what do? Well, that means that you're going to have to go to a gym, if you have a gym membership, or if you have, your own area that you work out. You're going to have to do isolated bicep curls. So that means you can't stand up and do standalone bicep curls where you stand up and you do one. You're going to have to sit down, put your elbow on your leg, and isolate the movement, so that way there's no stress on your shoulder, right? And lower the weight and see how it feels. If you can continue, then continue. If you can't, then you might have to stop doing that exercise. I'm going to be incorporating other movements. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the gym. I'm going to be going to the gym tonight, because I hurt my ankle yesterday, and I was trying to figure out what to do today. I'm going to be going to the gym and continuing with leg extensions. So now I can't run. I can't do any cardio that way. But I want to still continue getting cardio. How do I get cardio? I was trying to figure this out. I had no clue how I was going to do this. And then I really thought about it. Well, okay, shadow boxing. I'm gonna have to be careful because my ankle is swollen. It's sore. It hurts, right? But I'm gonna keep it wrapped, and that's that. I'm just gonna keep it wrapped and see how I feel. That always ease into something. Never start off hard. Never start off hard with any injury. You may be like, okay, well, my shoulder's hurt, but I can still go running. Running around, jumping up and down can jostle the shoulder. It's better off to start walking, right, than to just start running. How do you circumvent these things? How do you analyze these things? You just have to do it moment by moment and see how you feel. That's how you get past. That's how you get through an injury. That's how you get past an injury, because there are ways to do things. Doing a squat. If you have a chest injury, right, and you're doing squats, you may not think that it does anything, but putting any type of weight on your back, like a back load, depending on how you do your squats. Some people do front load, some people do back load. It doesn't matter though. If you would think that they would have nothing to do with each other. Every muscle actually does have something to do with the other. From your big toe to your nose, everything is connected in some way, right? From one muscle to the next. Neurologically, your neurological system running through your body, movements, friction, centripetal force. And you're like, what the heck is he talking about? Centripetal force. Physics. You move an object in motion likes to stay in motion, and centripetal force is when you swing a bucket full of water, whip it around, and the water stays in the bucket because the movement, the motion, keeps it to the outside, right? Because it's an outward force, right? I'm not a physics major, but that's the best explanation that I got. But everything does tie into together, and it plays a role, That's why you got to really hone in and try and isolate your movements. So, like today, I had to do push-ups, but I had to use one leg. So I had to rest my other leg. So I had to rest my left leg up on top of my right leg as I was doing my push-ups. Now, what that does is lifting one leg actually increases the weight amount for your chest. So I had to take my time, right? I had to take my time doing my exercises because it was more of a strain, and I had a much harder time doing my exercises. So as of right now, I'm scaling back a little bit. I'm still keeping up with volume on certain days of the week, but I'm scaling back to allow recovery and also to make sure that I'm assessing things properly, because the last thing I want to do is prolong my injury. I have a race on June 3rd that I need to be ready for in 5 weeks. I have 5 weeks to get ready for this, guys. 5. That's it. So I need to get ready. So I need to be fully recovered by then. I'm hoping that I'm going to be recovered by this weekend enough to start running again, or at least start walking, but there's no guarantee. It's an injury. You have to just keep yourself, keep adequate nutrition, keep adequate hydration, keep my leg elevated, wrap it when I can, and that's all you can really do for a sprain. And it's such a stupid thing. I barely even tweaked it. I didn't even think it was injured. I really didn't even think it was injured. It wasn't even anything. But this gave me an opportunity to talk about injuries and how to work around it. And there are ways. Don't ever work out an injury. Some people are like, no pain, no gain. I understand working through thresholds. Sometimes you do have to work through pain tolerance. Sometimes that last rep. But there's a difference between having an injury and working through a threshold. That's it. So I want you guys to be careful out there. If you found this information helpful at all, leave a comment down below. I'd like, hit the like button. I'd like to have a discussion with you guys. So, and if you like the channel, if you like some of the information that I'm giving, hit the subscribe button. If you want to continue with my journey and getting awesome information about motivation, ketosis, and strength gains. So remember, guys, be informed, stay motivated, live big. Hooah.